David Montgomery signed a 3-year, $18 million deal to be the lead back for the Detroit Lions. I think this is less about David Montgomery and more about how much the Lions just are not willing to give DeAndre Swift a full workload. Now, Dan Campbell, Coach Dan Campbell at the Combine, came out and said, look, guys, we need to do a hard reset with DeAndre Swift. So let's look at the DeAndre Swift stats from last year, like at the beginning. Let's take Dan Campbell at his word, because I think that he's not trying to BS us at all. DeAndre Swift, the first 3 weeks, averaged 9 carries a game and averaged 4 targets a game. So we averaged 13 opportunities a game. Are we going to be happy with 13 opportunities a game for DeAndre Swift? That's probably what we're going to have to be dealing with. The upside is there clearly. Like, we saw DeAndre Swift have 4 top 7 weeks among running backs in 2022. But we also saw a beautiful floor. There was only one finish for DeAndre Swift running back 40 or worse in a week. Only one. And he out of 14 games. So there's a really beautiful floor for DeAndre Swift, but the ceiling, like, he can have an occasional spike week. So I don't mind like a 5th round. If this drives down DeAndre Swift to the 5th round, or heck, even the 6th round, sign me up, because DeAndre Swift has that fantasy upside. But we're also looking, let's pivot back to David Montgomery for a second. David Montgomery has been a top 24 in total points running back each of the last 4 seasons. David Montgomery, his rookie year, was running back 24. His second year, he was the running back 4. This is in PPR. He was running back 19 in 2021 and running back 24 in 2022. So we can count on 200 carries. We can count on 800 rushing yards. We can count on 5 or 6 touchdowns, but you have to think that if David Montgomery is signing with the Lions, he's going to get the goal line roll. He's going to get the goal line touches, which means touchdowns, and more touchdowns than just his career high is 8. I think it's feasible that David Montgomery gets into that double-digit touchdown. Jamal Williams at 17. If you like the content, find this helpful, make sure you hit that red subscribe button. So 10 touchdowns for David Montgomery. Yeah, sign me up. He's going to be a top 24 running back because the fantasy gods say so. Not because we think he's particularly good, but because the NFL is going to give him touches. So David Montgomery, I think it's a suboptimal GM pick, but it may also be a clear indicator, because the Lions telegraphed these things to us. Like, we knew that Amon-Ra St. Brown was going to be a thing after the Lions signed DJ Chark last year and they drafted Jameson Williams. Like, it was clear that Chark was an outside wide receiver, and it was clear that Jameson Williams was not going to be back until even November, December. So we should have been wheels up for Amon-Ra St. Brown last year. David Montgomery, I think, is also going to be a running back that we need to not underestimate. Right now, Montgomery is going as the running back 34. And I think he has a strong chance to outperform that. If he can just get you 10 to 12 points a week, like, we're in business, baby, as a running back 34. So if you go anchor running back, like one of the running backs in round 1 or round 2, maybe you go Bijan, maybe you go Saquon, maybe you go Eckler, maybe you go McCaffrey, and then you wait a while. I mean, you want to hammer like a David Montgomery, right? He's going 108 overall. So what is that? The end of round 9? Yeah. Okay, fine. Take David Montgomery then. It's not going to be a sexy pick. Like, the football analysts are all going to eat you up, but he's going to get volume, and volume is king, especially for running backs. And it's clear that the Detroit Lions were willing to give $6 million a year to David Montgomery, where Jamal Williams only got 4. So if that's an indicator at all how the Detroit Lions view David Montgomery versus Jamal Williams, that's what we need to see.